Vandeham Shri Guru Shiyata Parakamalam Shri Guru Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sagaraganatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Paran Sahagana Lalita Shivishikam Vitam Cha Om Agyana Timarandasya Gyanachana Shilakaya Chakshurun Manitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah Gurva Bhistam Sapurakam Gurganara Sesha Sambhushitam Chintya Chintya Samastaveda Nipanam Shri Rupa Patanugam Govinda Vidam Ujwalam Bharatanum Bhaktyan Vidam Sundaram Vande Vishwa Guruncha Divyat Bhagavat Prem Noe Bijapranam Devam Divyatanum Suchandabaranam Balarka Chelan Shitam Sandrananda Puram Sadekavaranam Vairagya Vidyambunim Sri Siddhanta Nidhim Subhakti Lasitam Saraswatanam Baram Vanditam Shivaram Madeka Sharanam Yashishvara Shidaram Manchakopatarubhyasya Kripasindubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanibhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahamaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namane Gunatabhishe Nama. So we're hearing from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita by Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, translation and commentary by Srila Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupad. This is Madhya-lila chapter 15, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya offers prashadam. So I'm going to go back a few verses. So to verse number 245. Enakali Amogha Bhattacharya Jamata Kulina Nindaka Teho Shati Kanyara Bharta. At this time, when Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is feeding Mahaprabhu, at this time the Bhattacharya had a son-in-law named Amogha, who was the husband of his daughter Sati. Although born in an aristocratic Brahmin family, Amogha was a great fault-finder and blasphemer. Bhojana dekite chahe asite napare lati hati Bhattacharya achena duyare. Amogha wanted to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu eat, but he was not allowed to enter. Indeed, the Bhattacharya guarded the threshold of his house with a stick in his hand. Teho jadi prashad dite hoila anaman Amogha she anadeki koraye nindan. However, as soon as the Bhattacharya began distributing prashadam and was a little inattentive, Amogha came in. Seeing the quantity of food, he began to blaspheme. E ane triptohoi dasha marajan ekala sanyasi kore eteka bakan. This much food is sufficient to satisfy 10 to 12 men, but this sannyasi alone is eating so much. Shunite Bhattacharya ulati chahila tara abadana deki Amogha palaila. As soon as Amogha said this, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya turned his eyes upon him. Seeing the Bhattacharya's attitude, Amogha immediately left. So as soon as Amogha spoke like that, the Bhattacharya, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya took notice and looking at Amogha. Bhattacharya lati loyam marite hidaila palaila mogatara lagana paila. The Bhattacharya ran after him to strike him with a stick, but Amogha fled so fast that the Bhattacharya could not catch him. Because Amogha is much younger than Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, and he's running. Tabegali Shapdite Bhattacharya Aila Ninda Shuni Mahaprabhu Hasite Lagila. The Bhattacharya then began to curse his son-in-law and call him ill names. When the Bhattacharya returned, he saw that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was laughing to hear him criticize Amogha. Maybe turn down the microphone outside of something. Shuni satir mata shire buke gatamare, shati rande hauk iha bole bare bare. When Sati's mother, the Bhattacharya's wife, her name is Satyamata, when she heard of this incident, she immediately began to strike her head and chest, saying again and again, let Sati become a widow. So she's cursing Amogha to die. Let Sati become a widow. Duhara duha probodia, duhara chate bojan, koila tushta hoya. Sing the lamentation of both husband and wife. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu tried to pacify them. According to their desire, he ate the prashadam and was very satisfied. Achaman karanya bhatta dilam mukhabas tulasi manjari lavanga elachi rasabas. After Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu finished eating, the Bhattacharya poured water for the Lord to wash his mouth, hands, and legs, and offered him flavored spices, tulasi manjaris, cloves, and cardamom. So normally when there's an incompatible mixture of rasas, we call that rasabas. Like, that would mean like in the rasa of, for instance, Krishna and Balaram, Krishna's brother, it's not going to be compatible with the rasa of Madhurya Ras, with Krishna, with Radharani. If one was going out, for instance, and they do that they did that formerly in Spanish-speaking countries. They'd send the younger brother along with the girl on a date to make sure that nothing happened, a chaperone. So that they will say that the mixture of a brother and a person with his brother, a girl with her brother and her lover, that's not going to be a very compatible mixture. That's called rasabas in one sense. Therefore, you wouldn't put Gaur Nitai, where there's Nityananda, on the same altar as Radha Krishna. It's called rasabas. But in this case, it's what Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is giving Mahaprabhu after the meal to leave a nice taste in his mouth. It says he offered him flavored spices like cardamom and cloves and maybe some licorice tasting aniseeds. So it says he offered him flavored spices, tulasi manjaris, cloves and cardamom. Okay, and that's called here elachi rasabas. Elachi is cardamom, but rasabas is a mixture with other spices. But that's pleasant, whereas rasabas of conflicting rasas, that's on the transcendental level, that's to be avoided. Sarvange paraila prabhur maya chandan dandavat haya bali sadainya bachan. The Bhattacharya then placed a flower garland over Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and smeared his body or his head with sandalwood pulp. After offering obeisances, the Bhattacharya submitted the following humble statement: Ninda karaite toma aninu nijagare eaparada prabhu kama koramore. I brought you to my home just to have you blaspheme. This is a great offense. Please excuse me. I beg your forgiveness. Prabhu kohe ninda nahi sahaja kahila ihate tomara kiva aparada hoila. Mahaprabhu said, what Amogha has said is correct. Therefore it is not blasphemy. What is your offense? Because Amogha said there's enough food for 10 to 12 people, and this sannyasi alone is eating all this. But that Mahaprabhu says it's true. There was so much. What he says is true, but Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya couldn't tolerate that Amogha was criticizing Mahaprabhu. Etabole Mahaprabhu chalila babane Bhattacharya taragare gila tarasane. After saying this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left and returned to his residence. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya followed him. Prabhupade padi bahu atmaninda koila tarishanta kore prabhu gare pataila. Falling down at the Lord's feet, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said many things in self-reproach. The Lord then pacified him and sent him back to his home. Gariyashe Bhattacharya Shatira Matasane Apananindya Kichu Bolana Bachane. After returning to his home, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya consulted with his wife, Satirmata, and after personally condemning himself, he began to speak as follows. Chaitanya Gosaraninda Shunila Jahoite Tare Barakoile Hoy Papa Prayaschite. If the man who blasphemes Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is killed, his sinful action may be atoned. I read about that in some other religions, and it said there was and I won't mention the religions, but it said there is considered in certain faiths that an offense so great can only be atoned for by the letting of blood. In other words, the person's own blood. So apparently sometimes things are taken to an extreme, you could say. So, but Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya says, if the man who blasphemes Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is killed, his sinful action may be atoned. Kimva nija prana jari kore vimochan dui jogya nahe dui sharira brahman. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya continued, or if I give up my own life, this sinful action may be atoned. However, neither of these ideas is befitting, because both bodies belong to Brahmins. So you can't kill a Brahmin, so I can't kill myself, I can't kill Amogha. But he's taking it very, very seriously. Puna se ninda kera mukha na dekiba parityaga koilun taranama na loiba. Instead, I shall never see the face of that blasphemer. I reject him and give up my relationship with him. He's his son-in-law. I shall never even speak his name. Shatire koha tare chaduka se hoila patita hoite bharta tyajite uchita. Inform my daughter Sati to abandon her relationship with her husband because he has fallen down. When the husband falls down, it is the wife's duty to relinquish the relationship. So there can be some instances where a wife would leave her husband, not necessarily because the husband goes with another woman, although I guess that could be a reason, but it would be more that the husband has given up his faith, or I remember when Srila Maharaj, he spoke of a friend of his who was a judge, and he said one case was brought before him of a man who they said abandoned his wife and children as far as his duties to them. And when they asked the man why he did that, he was a Hindu, and he said, because before I was a Hindu, and then I converted, I became a Muslim. And he said, and being a Muslim, he said, I felt like I couldn't continue with the same relationship with my family because my faith had changed and everything. And Srila Maharaj said, the judge said, I could not argue with him. In other words, the judge said he couldn't fault the man for his actions, because his whole view of life changed. So anyway, patim cha patitam tyajet. When a husband is fallen, Patita means a fallen person. When a husband is fallen, one's relationship with him must be given up. So this is very extreme. And Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is telling his wife, Satyamata, tell Sati that Amogha is no longer welcome in this house, and she must give up her relationship with him because he has blasphemed against Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who we invited into our house. Okay? Se ratri Amogha kahan palaya gela pratakale tara vishuchika vyadihoila. That night, Amogha, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's son-in-law, fled, and in the morning he immediately fell sick with cholera. Amogha, Marina Shuni, Kohe Bhattacharya, Sahaya Hoya Daiva, Koila Morakarya. When the Bhattacharya heard that Amogha was dying of cholera, he thought, it is the favor of Providence that he is doing what I wanted to do. In other words, he's thinking, good, I wanted to kill him, but I couldn't, and now he's dying of cholera, so much the better. Ishware ta aparad fale tatakan etabole pare dui shastrera bachan. When one offends the Supreme Lord, karma immediately takes effect. After saying this, he recited 2 verses from the revealed scriptures. Mahata ivat prayatnena hashtashva rata patibi asmabir yad unushteyam gandharvaistad anustitam. What we have had to arrange with great endeavor by collecting elephants, horses, chariots, and infantry soldiers has already been accomplished by the Gandharvas. Ayush Shriyam Yashodharmam Lokan Ashisha Evacha Hanti Shreyamsi Sarvani Pumso Mahad Atikrama. When a person mistreats great souls, his lifespan, opulence, reputation, religion, possessions, and good fortune are all destroyed. So the first verse is from the Mahabharata, and it refers to when before the Kurus and the Pandavas were going to fight in the battle of Kurukshetra. The Kuru dynasty, they did something where they went on to some kind of sacred land of the Gandharvas, and they were all arrested. And when they were all arrested, then I believe Bhimasena, he's very angry. He's saying, great, the Gandharvas have already arrested them, and we were going to fight the whole battle, so now we don't have to do so because they're arrested by the Gandharvas because they did something against something involving one of the Gandharva ceremonies or something. They trespassed on the land or something. So anyway, the Gandharvas arrested them, and Bhimasena said, good, now we don't have to fight and we don't have to do anything. And then Yudhishthira said, no. He said, although we're going to fight to the whole world, they are 100 and we are 5. But to us, we are 105 brothers. He said, even though we're going to fight with them, we still have to, we can't just abandon them. They were arrested. Although they're going to fight with them and kill them, he's still saying we can't just let it go at that. We have to defend them. We have to protect them. Then after we protect them, then we can fight with them. So they say like that. So then there's another quote from the Srimad Bhagavatam by Sukadeva Goswami to Maharaj Parikshit. This quotation concerns the attempted killing of Krishna's sister, Yogamaya, who appeared before Krishna's birth as the daughter of Mother Yashoda. And Vasudeva exchanged Krishna for her and left Krishna there with Mother Yashoda and brought that recently born girl baby back to the prison where Kamsa was and switched them. And Kamsa thought, this is really strange, because this had all been accomplished by Yogamaya. He didn't know the babies had been switched. So he was very perplexed, and he said, according to astrological calculation, Devaki couldn't have a female child. So how is this possible? And he says, never mind, anyway, let's just kill her. And then he grabbed that baby and tried to throw her against the stone floor, but she didn't land on the floor. She flew into the sky. And she said, Kamsa, you're such a fool. The child who will kill you has already been born, and this, like that. So, but here it says, in reference to them trying to kill that child, whenever a person mistreats great souls, his lifespan, opulence, reputation, religion, possessions, and good fortune are all destroyed. Gopinathacharya Gela Prabhu Darshane Prabhutare Puchila Bhattacharya Vivarane. At this time, Gopinathacharya went to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and the Lord asked him about the events taking place in Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house. So Gopinathacharya is the brother-in-law of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So, and he's from Bengal, and anyway, all the devotees know him, and he knows about Mahaprabhu's divinity. So he always knew about it. So Mahaprabhu asked him, he's the son, being the son-in-law, so what's going on in Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house? When I left there was great chaos going on because they were all really disturbed. So Acharya Kohe Upamas Koila Duijan Vishuchika Vyadite Amogha Chariche Jivan. Gopinath Acharya informed the Lord that both the husband and the wife were fasting, and that their son-in-law Amogha was dying of cholera. Shuni Kripamoy Prabhu Ailadana Amogere Kohetara Buke Hastadiya. As soon as Mahaprabhu heard that Amogha was going to die, he immediately ran to him in great haste. He ran there. Placing his hands on Amogha's chest, he spoke as follows. Sahaje Nirmala e Brahmana Ridoy Krishnara Vasite e Jogyastanahoy. The heart of a Brahman is by nature very clean. Therefore it is a proper place for Krishna to sit. What it said, what is that? The verse from the Chaitanya Charitamrita that says, the Lord is sitting in everyone's heart, and from him comes remembrance, knowledge, and forgetfulness. What is it? Sarvasya cha hamriti sanivishto mata smriter jnanam apavanam cha vedais cha sarvair hameva vedyo vedantikrit veda vedeva cha. So Mahaprabhu says to Amogha, who's a Brahmin, the heart of a Brahmin is by nature very clean. Therefore it is a proper place for Krishna to sit. Matsarya chandala kene ihan vasaile parama pavitra stana pavitra koile. Why have you allowed the chandala of jealousy to sit here also? In this way you have contaminated a most purified place, your heart. So Mahaprabhu says, by nature, the heart of a Brahmin should be pure. But Amogha was a big fault finder and very envious. So Mahaprabhu, he didn't take Amogha's words very seriously, but he knew the nature of Amogha. And he says, why have you allowed the chandala of jealousy to live in your heart? The chandala, what is the word chandala? Dog eater, or like that, a very low person. Why have you allowed that to enter into your heart? Sarvabhauma sange tomar kalusha hoilakoi kamasha guchila jiva krishna namaloy. However, due to the association of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, all your contamination is now vanquished. When a person's heart is cleansed of all contamination, he is able to chant the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna. Uttaha Mogha Tumi Lao Krishna Nam Achire tomare kripa koribe bhagavan. Therefore, Amogha, get up, arise, and chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. If you do so, Krishna will unfailingly bestow mercy upon you. Mahaprabhu tells him, but you have allowed your heart to become contaminated, but due to your association with Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, everything will be forgiven, and all this dirtiness in your heart will go out. Now, because your heart has become purified, stand up and chant Hare Krishna. And he's lying on his deathbed. Utaha moga tumi lao Krishnanam achire tomare kripa koribe bhagavan. Therefore, Amogha, get up and chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra. If you do so, Krishna will unfailingly bestow mercy upon you. Okay. So then there's a purport by Srila Prabhupada about how chanting the holy name will have this effect on one. Shuni Krishna Krishna Bole Amogha Utila Premon Mare Matahaya Nachite Lagila. After hearing Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and being touched by him, Amogha, who was on his deathbed, immediately stood up and began to chant the holy name of Krishna. Thus he became mad with ecstatic love and began to dance emotionally. From his deathbed to standing up and becoming ecstatic and dancing. Kampa Ashru Pulaka Stamba Sveda Svarbanga Prabhu Haseda Ketara Premara Taranga. While Amogha danced in ecstatic love, he manifested all the ecstatic symptoms: trembling, tears, jubilation, trance, perspiration, and a faltering voice. Seeing these waves of ecstatic emotion, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu began to laugh. Prabhura Charane Dori Koraye Vinoy Aparad Kamamore Prabhudayamoy. Amogha then fell before the Lord's lotus feet and submissively said, O merciful Lord, please excuse my offense. Echara muke tomar korinu nindane etaboli apana gale charaya apane. Not only did Amogha beg the Lord's pardon, but he also began slapping his own cheeks, saying, by this mouth I have blasphemed you. Sometimes we see that, sometimes when we're with, it's part of a Indian, almost it's part of their culture, but it's almost, they do it in almost like theatrics when they go before, sometimes, especially in South India, when they go before the deity to show that I've offended the deities or offended you, my Lord. They go like this and they pull their ears and they I've seen them do that. But in this case, Amogha's really slapping his cheeks hard. He says, not only did Amogha beg the Lord's pardon, but he also began slapping his own cheeks, saying, by this mouth I have blasphemed you. Chadaite, chadaite, gala fulaila, hate dori, gopinata charya nindi, nishedila. Indeed, Amogha continued slapping his face over and over until his cheeks were swollen. Finally, Gopinathacharya stopped him by catching hold of his hands. Prabhu Ashvasana Kore Sparshi Taragatra Sarvabhauma Sambande Tumi Mora Sneha Patra. After this, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu pacified Amogha by touching his body and saying, you are the object of my affection because you are the son-in-law of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Sarvabhauma Grihe Dasha Dashi Jay Kurkur Sehomora Priya Anya Jana Rahudur. Everyone in Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house is very dear to me, including his maids and servants and even his dog, and what to speak of his relatives. Aparad Nahi Sada Lao Krishnanam Etaboli Prabhu Aila Sarvabhauma Stan. Amogha always chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and do not commit any further offenses. After giving Amogha this instruction, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went to Sarvabhauma's house. So he told Amogha, don't commit any more offenses, because Mahaprabhu didn't take the offense to himself very seriously. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya did, but Mahaprabhu knew that Amogha was criticized and blasphemed everyone. So he told him, don't make any more offenses. Prabhu deke Sarvabhauma Dharila Charane, Prabhu Tariya Lingiya Masila Asane. Upon seeing the Lord, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya immediately caught hold of his lotus feet. The Lord embraced him and then sat down. Prabhu kohe Amogha sishu kiba taradosh kene upavasa kora kene kora rosh. Mahaprabhu pacified Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya, saying, after all, Amogha, your son and... wait a minute, what happened? Okay. Amogha always chant the Hare Krishna Maha Mantra and do not commit any further offenses. After giving Amogha this instruction, Mahaprabhu went to Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house. Upon seeing the Lord, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya immediately caught hold of his lotus feet. The Lord embraced him and then sat down. Prabhu deke Sarvabhauma Dharila Charane, Prabhu Tariya Lingiya Basila Asane, Prabhu kohe Amogha sishu kiba taradosh kene upavasa kora kene kora rosh. Mahaprabhu pacified Sarvabhauma, saying, after all, Amogha is your son-in-law. Amogha, your son-in-law, is a child. So what is his fault? Why are you fasting and why are you angry? So Mahaprabhu's pacifying Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Uta snana kora deka jagannatha mukh shigra ashi bhojana kora tabi morasuk. Just get up and take your bath and go see the face of the Lord. Go see the face of Lord Jagannath. Then return here to eat your lunch. In this way I shall be happy. Tapat rohiba ami etaya basiya jabatna kaibe tumi prashada asiya. I shall stay here until you return to take Lord Jagannath's prasad for your lunch, because obviously they're not cooking. They're all lamenting and fasting and everything, so they haven't cooked lunch. So Mahaprabhu says, go to the temple, see Lord Jagannath, come back here and take Jagannath prasad. Prabhupada Dori Bata Kohite Lagila Marita Moga Tare Keni Jiaila. Catching hold of Mahaprabhu's lotus feet, the Bhattacharya said, why did you bring Amogha back to life? It would have been better had he died. You can see he's still, they shouldn't laugh, but you can see Mahaprabhu is really, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya is really still, he's really angry. Prabhu kohe Amogha sishu tomara balaka na loy pita tahate palaka. Mahaprabhu said, Amogha is a child and your son. The father does not take the faults of his son seriously, especially when he is maintaining him. Ebe Vaishnava hoila taragela aparad tahara upare ebe koraha prasad. Now that he has become a Vaishnava, he is offenseless. You can bestow your mercy upon him without hesitation. Batakohe Chala Prabhu, Ishwara Darshane, Snanakore Tahamui, Asichon Ekane. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya said, please go, my Lord, to see Lord Jagannath. After taking my bath, I shall go there and then return. Prabhu Kohe Gopinath, Ihai Rahiba, Iha Prashada Paile, Bharta Amake Kohiba. Mahaprabhu then told Gopinath Acharya, stay here and inform me when Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya has taken his prashadam. Stay here and tell me when Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya has taken his lunch. Itapoli Prabhu Gela Ishvara Darshane Bhatta Snana Darshana Kori Korila Bhojane. After saying this, Mahaprabhu went to see Lord Jagannath. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya completed his bath, went to see Lord Jagannath, and then returned to his house to accept food. Say Amogha Hoila Prabhur Bhakta Ekanta Preminache Krishnanam Loy Mahashanta. Thereafter, Amogha became an unalloyed devotee of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He danced in ecstasy and peacefully chanted the holy name of Lord Krishna. Aiche Chitra Lila Koresh Sachira Nandan Jadekish Shunitara Bishmoy Hoyman. In this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed his various pastimes. Whoever sees them or hears them recounted becomes truly astonished. Aiche Bada Kohe Kore Bhojana Vilas Taramadye Nana Chitra Charitra Prakash. Thus, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu enjoyed eating in Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house. Within that one pastime, many wonderful pastimes were manifested. Sarvabhauma Garye Bhojana Charita, Sarvabhauma Prema Jaha Hoila Vidita. These are the peculiar characteristics of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes. Thus the Lord ate in Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's house, and in this way Sarvabhauma's love for the Lord has become very well known. Shatira Matara Prema Ara Prabhura Prasad Bhakta Sambandhe Jaha Kamila Parad. Thus I have related the ecstatic love of Sarvabhauma's wife, who is known as Satimata. I have also related Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's great mercy, which he manifested by excusing Amogha's offense. He did so due to Amogha's relationship with a devotee. Amogha was an offender because he blasphemed the Lord. As a result, he was about to die of cholera. Amogha did not receive an opportunity to be freed from all offense after being attacked by the disease. But Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and his wife were... But Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and his wife were very dear to the Lord. Because of this, their relationship, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu excused Amogha. Instead of being punished by the Lord, he was saved by the Lord's mercy. All of this was due to the unflinching love of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya for Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Externally, Amogha was Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya's son-in-law, and he was being maintained by Sarvabhauma. Consequently, if Amogha were not excused, his punishment would have directly affected Sarvabhauma. Amogha's death would have indirectly brought about the death of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Shradakoriye Lila Shuni Jajan Achirat Pai Se Chaitanya Charan. Whoever hears these pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu with faith and love will attain the shelter of the Lord's lotus feet very soon. Shri Rupa Raghunath Parijara Ash Chaitanya Charitamrita Kohe Krishnadas, praying at the lotus feet of Shri Rupa and Shri Raghunath, always desiring their mercy, I Krishnadas narrate Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, following in their footsteps. Thus end the Bhaktivedanta purports to Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, Madhya-lila, 15th chapter, describing the Lord's eating at the house of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. I get affected reading this. I'm very sentimental. Okay. So now we'll sing Hare Haraya and then take prashadam. Everything's a little late today, but lateness is my middle name. Okay. All right.
Maharaj, you're always coming at the same time, so that isn't late. That's the time it's happening. Yeah. You're consistent.
No, I'm supposed to be starting the class at 8 o'clock, but we started at 8:30, so late. But I was late because that Steve kept me up late.
My fault.
Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Jaravaya Nama Jaravaya Maravaya Keshavaya Nama Gopal Govinda Ram Shri Madhusudan Giridhari Gopinatha Maranamo Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Dharanara Shiva Sari Gaura Bhaktivedanta Jai Rupa Sanatam Bhattaraguna Sri Jiva Gopala Bhatta Dasaraguna Jai Gosai Kori Charana Bhajan Jaite Vijnana Sabi Sapuran Jai Gosai Jar Muni Tarana Kasabar Padarenu Mora Panchagra Pader Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanima Janame More Abila Jai Gosai Jabe Braje Goilaba Radha Krishna Nitya Lila Korila Pradhan Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan Shri Guru Vaishnava Bhare Madhya-lila Shri Guru Vaishnava Padma Koriya Hare Nam Sankirtana Krohe Narottamada Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare Hare Gora Hari. Jai Satchinandana, Jaya Satchinandana. Jai Satchinandana, Gora Hari. Gora Hari, Jaya Gora Hari. Gora Hari, Jaya Gora
Bhakti
All